17th. I dreamt it's a little fuzzy. It's fuzzy because I started watching a movie. I didn't even finish watching it because I started crying. Oh, I got so. Well, I know why. I start school tomorrow. So I'm been spending our day just trying to go through the videos to prepare them ahead of time. I just have them there so I could just. So what I'm doing right now is going through the videos to find the title for, you know, the chunk of videos. So I've made it through March. So I have all the titles and stuff set up through March. Gosh. Through March. And I'm at the part I started crying, like, ugh, I was trying not to, but it was still triggering. I started crying, I think because I was just taken back. I mean, this is like, we're in January, 2.5 months of footage. So I was taken back. I was like, oh my gosh, I remember that. And then there was some dreams where I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't remember those dreams. And I don't remember. There were a lot of course correction ones. There were a lot of course, not a lot, but enough where I was like, that one was a course correction. Even now that I know that some of them were well, I mean, I guess I knew it. That's the more recent ones, but those weren't the ones I was watching. There were other ones where there were like 2 that were course corrections. One of them was for my B, where I saw 2 Pats, and I remember being tripped out. I'm like, how am I? It's like a redo of the same event. It's just a little bit different. And then there was another one of me and my siblings, and I remember describing it. I'm like, you know how it's like the movie, the when you play a video game, and then you die, and then you do a redo, and then you're going through the same path. It's the same unfolding, but it was a different like it was just different outcomes. And I'm listening to it, and I was like, oh snap, those were what is it, course correction ones. But I don't know what course needed correcting. And then I'm wondering, is it, I'll find out. Because, right, course corrections are prophetic, are prescient. So one of those is going to, like, unfold, I think. I don't know. So I remember being tripped out about that. I was describing, I'm like, you know how when you die, you play a video game and you start all over, you're going to the same thing? Exact same thing. I thought that was trippy. But I'm amazed at how many dreams. I mean, it's like almost every night there's a dream. But the part that I got triggered the most was with my ex. I'm at the chapter where I told him the truth, and I'm crying, and it's triggering me. Like I'm being triggered, and I'm crying all over again. Yeah. So my dream, I dreamed of my mother-in-law, my ex-mother-in-law, and that side of the family. But it was all the women. Like there were some tias there. There were some tias that were like a little drunk. I was like, what the hell? It says them they're very like very religious. So the aunt, no, she I don't remember which aunt it was. She was drunk. She was drunk because she threw up in the car. They were all in the car, and some of his cousins too. Cousins from his dad's side. But one of the tias was his mom's sister. She was drunk. She threw up in the car, and they were like there was this element of that's the only scene that stands out. But you know, I mentioned I didn't go to bed as early as I should have in the movie, and watching all the videos makes it a little blurry. But he was there too. This person from my past was there too. But it was just his energy. His energy was just around. That energy was just around. There was this feeling of there was this feeling of choices, of revisiting old choices, of this element of revisiting old choices. The movie I watched was The Choice. So I wonder, and that, I started crying in that movie too. I remember thinking, what the hell is wrong with me? I'm crying. But yeah. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I just. This only scene that I really remember is that they're in the car. It's like a van type of car. No, there's another scene. Who is that man? He's an actor. He came out in Gilmore Girls. He's the one that get married. Yeah. Yeah. He's the one that gets married to her friend. He's the one that gets married to her friend. The friend that has twins? He's there. And he's with me. Like he's with me. Like with me. Like we're together. Or in a van. Or in another van. That's turned into a trailer. Yeah, they can convert vans into trailers, or like into like mobile home type of things where you can do your van all over. Look like that. He's working. He was working and he came to say hi to me, and I wanted him to stay. It's so funny. go to work. So it's so weird. It just popped up. I'm like, oh dang. Meh. Eh. And so I don't know if this one was just like a junk one or if there was more to it. But and I wasn't. There was like a part where I was just so exhausted. I'm just like I just my camera was over there and I was like, oh, the idea of having to go pick it up. The idea of like just setting up the camera. I was like, I'm so tired. Okay. I have stuff to do. I need to work out and I need to get ready. I have work clients today. I don't usually work on Mondays, but because if it's all spread out. I think the only day I have off is Sunday right now. So I start school tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. Alright, that's it. I went back to bed for 30 minutes. It's still January 17th. I'll probably combine this one with the other one because that was really short. But it's another course correction. The thing with these course corrections is that is it really a course correction? The way she described it. Okay, so what happened in my dream was it wasn't even in the dream. It was like the last as I'm coming out of it. So I mentioned that sometimes I see images. Like as I'm waking up. It's usually as I'm waking up. Because it's happened before. It happened with that other guy from across the world, where I woke up and he was trying to get in my car. And I remember I kind of allowed it and I was just like, what the hell? I remember thinking, I'm like, why are you in my car? Why do you feel so comfortable trying to get in my car? Because that one I remember was at the end too. I was waking up. There are a few other ones where it was like that too. I don't remember what they were though. I just remember because that was the first one. That was one of the first ones where I was just like, whoa. And then it repeated by the time it but that one wasn't a course correction. That one was just the feeling. This one, it was a repeat. I was walking down the same alley. It felt like it was an alley. There was a couple. But it was an unhoused person. I think he was an unhoused person. I don't know. He wasn't right. He was off. And in the first scenario, I don't acknowledge him. In the second scenario, I happen to glance at him. And he gets off his bike. And he's going like this. He's like, and it's like, and I'm shocked because I'm just like, what? Like, I don't know you. This feeling of I don't know you. Why are you talking to me? And there's this feeling of like confusion. And I'm just trying to walk past him and he's kind of like following me. But that's the only seeing I see. It's one is where I'm not looking at him, and then the other one I just happen to glance over at him, and that was enough to trigger him. That was enough to trigger him. It reminded me of the scene It reminded me of what my cousin said. They said that there was something similar that happened to them. Like out of nowhere, someone just started talking. And the thing is, it's I don't know if it's uncommon around here because of the population. And I don't know if I got triggered because yesterday when I went for a walk, there's so many alleys that I want to explore, but I know I don't want to explore them by myself. Because there's a lot of art in some of the alleys. But I don't want to explore them by myself. And this one was in an alley. I was in an alley and I was by myself. It was weird. And then, so after I had that moment, and he's confronting me, like, kind of like, okay. Like, I'm like, whoa. I remember thinking, like, who is this person? Why did he get off his bike and just start talking to me? And I'm seeing the different interaction from the first time where I'm not looking, I'm looking down. And I see the couple ahead. And in the second one, I just happen to glance his way. And that's when he just gets off his bike and it triggers him. The fact that I looked at him triggered him. So after that, I felt this. I felt this. And that's what woke me up. I felt like something was tugging at me to wake up. And I woke up and I was like, oh, that was a course correction. But it's different than the course correction that Christina Loeb describes, like what example she gave. It was someone who had come to her who was having repeated distressing dreams, but this man was an alcoholic who kept seeing himself crash. He kept seeing himself crash. That's different. That's like because of the action that he's doing in that moment, he's getting the final outcome. This is more of like, well, I guess because I take walks, but even the other ones, I was thinking about it, I'm like, how am I gonna know? How am I gonna know? Because it's not tied to something that, like, I'm actively doing, you know? Like it's not specific. I mean, I guess, well, this one's just walking. Okay, so just be more mindful, right? Be more mindful of where I glance. Because I do have a tendency, for some people, like, if I feel them safe, I'll look up and I'll greet them. Even though I have my mask on, like, I'll nod. And they'll nod back. So maybe this is just saying, just be more careful about with whom I do that to. Okay, I need to get up for reals this time. For reals. It's like a workout. Bye. Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node. design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best.